So for anybody that doesn't know, Arty Games is an app that's done by YouTube's Jazza, and it's a great way for you to be able to do some mental exercises, just enjoy some drawing games, or try to help with art block. So for right now, we are using the character challenge, and we are going to see what creation I have to come up with. Alright, so we're going to be doing a rock golem that is obsessed with cats, who is carrying a huge bag on their back. So that is definitely a different prompt, I guess. So let's see what I can come up with. I was really excited when I read this prompt because I'm really trying to push myself to do different positions and different actions with my characters so it looks a little bit more natural and realistic. On top of that, the idea of doing a rock golem is something that intrigued me because most of my characters are more spherical in nature, and the rock golem is going to have a lot of different shading points to it, so show that he's more rocky, pointed, jagged, and it's going to push my boundaries for it. I was kind of excited about trying it, and I already had an idea of what I wanted to do for the position of him trying to like lay down on the ground, like he's trying to make friends with this cat. And then I figured with the bag on his back, we're going to do another cat because that's where he's going to be keeping all these kittens and everything. And then he's just got one kind of sulking on his butt cheek on the back over there, just sitting hanging out. And that was my thought process to begin doing this, and I was kind of excited about trying the different shadings and see how everything comes out. As you noticed in the beginning of the drawing, I start with a brown background and I draw everything in a red pen. Then I take that layer and I put it to the back, and then I draw over it with black lines, and then I take that layer, I turn that one transparent, and then I draw over it one more time just to kind of cut back on any mistakes, clean up any lines, and it just gives me extra practice along the way to get the feel for my pen. So when I was picking my flat colors, I decided to go with like a green-gray sort of for the golem because it gave me more of a sort of forest feel to it. And then when it came to the straps of the bag, I thought it would be kind of cool to make it like a green rope, like it's a vine, and he has it wrapped around his arms like a backpack. Once I get all my flats down, then I go to a hard light layer and I start putting in my shadows. I always start with the darkest first because for me, I find it easier to do that, and then I can figure out where I'm going to place my mid shadows and my highlights. Once we finish with the dark shadows, the next step is working on those mid shadows. And this is one of the best parts because it really starts to show where his angles and where his shape starts to take form. So I decided to add a little color to all the cats so they looked like they were different, picked up at different times. And in order to do that, I once again used hard light layer. Usually all my highlights, color changes, shadowing is all done in hard light layers. There's not a whole lot that I do with other ones. I've been messing with them as I go through. It's just that I feel for most of the stuff I've been doing lately, this is the best layer to what works for me. But it's always good to try different ones as you go through. I have to say, honestly, the brown and white cat is my favorite. I kind of like how easily the pose came out for me on this one. I was surprised. And how he's just kind of like nuzzling and shaking the golem's hand. The highlights layer was the layer that I was most nervous about because I was afraid about how much I was going to put down, and I thought it was going to make him look too flat. But I think in the long run, it really came out pretty good, showing the angles and the different spots. And then for the bag, I added the red design to it just to break it up. It looked too plain. And then we're just adding the shadowing to the cats. I really like that orange cat in the back. I think he looks pretty cool. I decided to add an add glow layer to the golem's eye and mouth so it gives it like he's glowing off green light and it's a little bit more magical. After that, it really just came down to adding a background, which is just watercolor brushes, and I messed around with a couple little things, but just pretty much added a shadow underneath and add glow layer for some streaks down the sides. And there we go, we have our rock golem that is infatuated with cats. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comment section if you think I should do some different challenges or if you want to see more character challenges. And I will see you all in the next video. Just remember, keep laughing, keep smiling, and be creative. See ya.